Well, hello once again, and welcome back to Cable Access here on Breeze Line as we get set for the Altoona Mirror Basketball Classic, Central Pennsylvania against the Blair County Boys edition. We had a girls edition where Central Pennsylvania girls broke the century mark for the first time in the history of the game, 103-70 over Blair County. And Bernie Jubak is with me. I'm referee Rich, and Bernie, as always, the boys' game, you just let it all out there. They're going to shoot, and they're going to shoot some more because they like to run it up.
Well, no question about that, Rich. Let's hope, that there's, it's competitive. That they play and they compete. Last couple of games you and I have done together, it's gotten out of hand a little bit, and they, in my humble opinion, they let people just go down and dunk it and stuff like that. But I think when you get within the lines, you should compete, and I'm sure that was addressed. That will be taken care of.
Well, and again, the boys' game, you won't have to worry about a shot clock or defense, because I was talking with Coach Frederick of the Blair County boys beforehand, and he said, I'm really excited about this. He said, I don't know if I can yell defense or not. I said, Coach, I've been here too many years. You just let them fly.
Yeah.
And he got a smile on his face, and he's very happy to be here. And again, Bernie, it's just a great atmosphere with the Mirror Games, formerly known as the Big John Riley Classic. And, of course, we all know about Big John and his love of basketball and community and fans. And this game, bringing all these kids together, just epitomizes what Big John was all about.
No question, Rich. You said that in the women's game or the girls' game. And, again, the Rileys, even though they were a musical family, they did love their sports. And they started this game. And then when Tom passed away, Neil, you got to give Neil a lot of credit for picking it up with the graces, as you would from the Riley family, the surviving people of the Riley family. And they have done a great job, and I'm sure, as I said, Big John and the Rileys would be very proud of what Neil has done and the Altoona Mirror has done with this thing. And Neil, I must tell you, we're going to get to it, but I was so impressed with Paul Frederick. I don't know him personally, but one of his idols, he said, coaching, well, I shouldn't say idols, but some of the person he respects is Bill Forsey. He was a former coach at Central. Bill had some health problems, had to get out of it. He student taught with me at Hollidaysburg, and we couldn't find a better person than Bill Forsey. He's a great person. He had a son that went to St. Francis, got to know him a little bit, but there's no finer people than the Forsey family.
Now we're giving a tribute to the John Riley family and about the origins of this game. Let's listen in.
Proceeds from tonight's game will go to the Big John Riley Scholarship Fund at St. Francis University. You can read about the Riley family, written by Big John's daughter, Marla, in tonight's program booklet. We know they're looking down on us with smiles on their faces. The Altoona Mirror could not cover high school sports in the manner we do without our corporate sponsors, our corporate partners. At this time, we'd like to recognize our title sponsor the last few years, Guy Landolfi, CPA, and thank him for his involvement with the Mirror Classic. Representing Guy tonight is his brother, Joe. Thank you, Joe. And now we'd like to recognize a couple long-standing members of the Mirror family in attendance tonight. Our retired sports editor, who covered high school sports for more than 60 years. Please welcome Jim Lane. Our sports guys get headlines and recognition, but the Mirror is full of unsung heroes. This man has seen it to it all, that all. the papers, and are delivered, even if he's had to deliver them himself. He's a fifth-generation member of the founding family, and he's retiring today. Let's recognize Brad Sleck. Against the wall and basket. Those who have been attending the Mirror Classic for years know we like to turn back the clock and provide a dose of nostalgia. Our honorary captain now tonight spent 27 seasons as a head coach at Bishop Carroll, Cambria Heights, and Penn Cambria. He amassed a record of 425 wins and 278 losses and won 6 district championships, 5 of them at Penn Cambria, before retiring after the 2007 season. A 2-time Mirror Coach of the Year and a 1975 graduate of Penn State, please welcome back Bruce Franklin. Our female honorary captain is a former Altoona Lady Lions standout point guard and Mirror Player of the Year in 1999. She went on to earn a Division I scholarship to Manhattan College, where she was a 1,000-point scorer and ranked second on the school's three-point list with 246. She was a 3-time Metro Atlantic All-Star who helped lead Manhattan to the Metro Atlantic Championship and a berth in the NCAA tournament in 2003. Today, she resides in Long Beach, New York, with her husband and 2 daughters. Please give a Mirror Classic welcome to Tiffany Shetty Gonzalez. Thank you all. It's time now, let's meet the Blair County boys team. Bellwood Annis leading scorer, known for his tenacity and how hard he played. Number 13, Caleb Bieswinger. This 3-year starter and double-figure scorer from Williamsburg is headed to play at Judiata. Number 2, Zach Kagarice. A Tyrone Golden Eagle who averaged double figures and brought great leadership. Number 14, Zach Lagarde. Bishop Guilfoyle's post presence and a standout volleyball player. Number 35, Matt Woolridge. Staying on the front line, a 6'5" versatile Altoona mountain lion. Number 11, Zahar White. Central had a great season, and this Scarlet Dragon averaged 4 steals per game. Number 34, Seth Bean. Ronnie's head coach is coaching at his alma mater, Central High School. You're not supposed to follow the legend, but he did, and the Dragons are in good hands. He's 70-24 through 4 seasons, 22-3 this season. He's a former 3-sport athlete at Central and Penn State graduate who got a start right here at Altoona campus. Please welcome Paul Frederick. And now let's meet Central PA's team. A mid-season injury ended this Mustang season, but he still left his mark on the Portage program. Number 22, Andrew Miko. An Intercounty Conference All-Star who led Northern Bedford in scoring. Number 24, Colin Lloyd. Cambria Heights made its presence felt in the Heritage Conference, and this player did his part. Number 35, Carter Land. Bishop Carroll has been a force in District 6, and this guy was a team member. He's headed to Mount Aloysius, number 23, Spencer Myers. Central Mountain had a 1,000-point scorer and a program role model. Number 0, Jack Hanna. And speaking of role models, this Central Mountain gym averaged 21 points per game when he wasn't refereeing in the youth league. Number 3, Hayden Pardo. Southern Huntington has never had a boy in the Mirror Classic, so that changes tonight. One of the Rockets' best all-around athletes, number 12, Nate Myers. Clearfield also is making history. That's here tonight as the school's all-time leading scorer. With 1,500 points, he's the first Bison in the Mirror Classic, number 33, Cole Miller. A stalwart who contributed to parent district titles by scoring 1,000 points and dealing out 500 assists at Portage, Mason Cargo. This Bedford Ace quarterbacked the football team and averaged 21 points on the basketball court. His coach calls him a wonderful teammate. Number 15, Kevin Ressler. Johnstown has produced some great players, and this Trojan standout averaged 22 points per game in the very top Laurel Highlands Conference. Number 4, Nairi Collins. Penn Cambria enjoyed its deepest run ever in the PIAA tournament, advancing to the state semifinals, and this guy sure did his part with his 3-point marksmanship. Number 5, Vinny Sheridan. And the centerpiece of Penn Cambria sports program, this star quarterback and basketball leader whose buzzer beater won the District 6 title. The second leading scorer in school history, number 20, Garrett Harrell. Central PA's assistant coaches are Guido Fabry and Josh Himmer, both of Penn Cambria High School. Central PA's head coach is a fixture at Penn Cambria with the family history deeply rooted in sports. He's coached the Panthers 15 seasons, won 185 games, and this year captured his 3rd District 6 title. He played on a district basketball champion and then played college baseball, a sport in which his father Jim and son Mason have excelled in. Our Central PA coach, please welcome Scooter Weldon. Tonight's officials are Randy Burkett, Tracy Cornelius, and Bill Musser. And singing our national anthem tonight.
All right, Bernie, we have our teams announced, and now we're going to have our second national anthem from a great friend and a dear friend, and I talked to him in between games here. Henry Hansard is going to take the mic again to give his beautiful rendition of the national anthem.
So proudly we hailed, had the twilight's last gleaming, through bright skies and bright stars, through the perilous fight. O'er the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets wrecked with the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, saved us that star-spangled banner yet waving o'er the land of the free, in the home of the brave.
Well, Henry Hansard certainly wows the crowd with his rendition of the national anthem, Bernie. And you want to talk about star power? Well, folks, sit back, relax. We've got it here. I mean, this game, these kids will tell the game all by themselves. You probably really don't need either one of us to describe what you're about to see.
Oh, Rich, they can shoot the basketball. There's no question about that. And once again, they look fairly evenly matched in terms of size, so it's going to be. Hopefully, it's going to be a good game. A lot of scoring on both sides.
And
of the
again,
basket.
Central PA has had the better of this one too. But the Blair County boys have some firepower in the fact that they've got probably the best player in Blair County and maybe District 6 in Bishop Guilfoyle's Patrick Hagan. I had the very great pleasure of seeing him play for the last 2 seasons, and just one of the purest shooters I've ever seen. And one of his teammates tonight is Eli Lingenfelder of Central, Bernie, and this kid I call sneaky good. He's one of those kids that will annoy you on the floor, and he's so good. And he'll have 20 points before you know it, but his forte is getting under your skin, stealing the ball, and making your life miserable.
I tell you, and we talked about the NIL, Rich, and that's what's unfortunate about Patrick. Excellent, better than excellent high school player, and because these kids go into this portal and things like that.
Yep.
Patrick's probably not getting looked at as much as he would if this thing wouldn't have evolved.
All right, Blair County has the ball to begin. That is Seth Bean of Central. Goes to his teammate Eli Lingenfelder. And there you go. That's what Eli does best in the Central connection, of which Coach Frederick is the head coach of. They get the first basket of the night. And here's another talented player, Nair Collins, but he dribbles it off his leg. But it's picked back up by Cole Miller. And a long three-point field goal is missed. But Nair Collins gets the rebound from Johnstown. Out front to one of the Cargo, Nate Myers, actually from Southern Huntington. Nate is a standout football player as well. Three-pointer is no good, and Lingenfelder gets the rebound, and he outlets to Ashton Neely of Altoona. Ashton around his man drives to the baseline. There's that high shot again, Bernie.
That's what they have to do against the bigger kids, Rich. They get the basketball up in the air and have to do that over taller opponents.
And you know what? Watching a lot of the college kids do it, it seems to be becoming very easy to do. Shot is missed by Collins.
I'm going to go back in history. Rich. First person I ever saw actually do that, the little guy that made the NBA, is Michael Isolino.
And down the lane, an easy layup for Ross Camp of the Tyrone senior. And quickly, Blair County out to a 6-2 lead. I'm telling you, this thing's going to snowball in a hurry, point-wise, as Blair County out to a lead early. And Myers with it. Seth Myers was the all-everything quarterback for Southern Huntington, too. And he's just one of those all-around athletes that you really get once every 10, 12 years. Shot missed, and Lingenfelder rebounds. Patrick Haig, that's his forte. Misses the first one, and the rebound is tipped out of bounds. Last touched by Blair County. It'll be Central PA ball with 8:24 to go in the first quarter. I'm sure every player on this bench and on the floor has the green light tonight.
Oh, hey, Rich, it's an all-star game. Go have fun.
Yeah.
Shoot it. You know, fake
No-
the old man and shoot.
Nair Collins off of a very talented Johnstown team. And, Bernie, the fact that he's the only Johnstown senior here means that they've got at least 4 starters coming back next year off of a team that had 20-plus wins. And Collins works for that basket. But Johnstown is going to be the team to watch next year in the Laurel Highlands because they've got 4 very talented starters back.
One of the things that the coach said is he may be the most talented player he has ever coached to date.
Lingenfelder gets it to his central teammate Bean. Thought about a 3, gets it back to Patrick Haig, kicks it out. 3-pointer on the way from Ashton Neely from Altoona, and the shot is no good, and Myers runs down the rebound. And Nate Myers making history tonight, as you heard during the warm-ups. Nate is the first player from Southern Huntington to ever play in this game.
Yes.
Which is hard to believe after all these years. But I told you, in the girls' game, it's very hard to pick just a roster of 12.
Yeah, and Nate going to Shippensburg, going to play football there, and we wish him the best.
And he'll do well. He missed a
Still-
3-pointer there, and the rebound is tied up, and it'll come over to Central PA on the out-of-bounds play.
Civil engineering is going to be his major.
And Nate will inbound the ball underneath the Central PA basket. Lobs it out front to Collins, double team there. They get it over to Cole Miller of Clearfield, making their first appearance, and taking the shot there was Cullen Lloyd of Northern Bedford, and Central PA loses the ball, and up comes
Rich,
Blair
Cole
County.
Miller became the leading scorer in Clearfield history.
Neely out front with it, picked up the loose ball, and he'll launch a long 3 from the left side. No good. Haig rebounds. Patrick, fall away jumper. No good. Long. And the easy rebound for Central PA's Cole Miller of Clearfield. Gets it out to Myers.
Now, Rich, I'm going to tell you, when Patrick took that shot, that looked more like his dad, but when he makes it, probably look more like his mother, Sherry.
Well, Patrick usually, he became a force. He was a force from 3 for the most part of his career, Bernie, but he became very effective with that particular shot during the regular season, which made him doubly tough to defend because he didn't just stand outside to
Right.
launch 3s. He
Well-
became a force down low,
Well,
too.
6'4", hard to guard, Rich, no question about it.
All right, on the wing for Bishop Guilfoyle, and our guest has arrived, and we're going to have to do something fancy with these microphones here. And we're going to talk with Tiffany Shetty. Tiffany was the honorary captain of the girls' game, and we're going to try to keep tabs on what's going on with the boys' game here. So, Bernie, I don't know if you want to take this, and I'll keep tabs on the game. You can take my mic and go right ahead. Tiffany, welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome home,
Thank
actually.
you. Absolutely.
Hey, Tiff, we missed you during the women's game, during the girls' game, but it's good to have you here. Right?
Yeah,
So
good
we're
to
gonna
be
blame
here.
that one. We're going to blame that one on Neil. But Tiff, I'll tell you what, it's great to see it. You haven't changed any. That's wonderful.
Try not
you
to.
know? And I'll tell you what, I noticed here that you're working your director of sales for a company out of New York, I guess. So
Yep.
tell us more about you.
I'm in building materials. I live in Long Beach, New York. I've spent some time across the country, different sales roles, but landed back in New York where I went to college and met my husband in California, and we have 2 kids now.
Wonderful.
So, yeah,
Wonderful.
2 and 6.
That's wonderful. That's fantastic. I just remember you, and I'm going to say with Deanna playing all the time, you know,
Yeah,
and again, that's what makes the girls or the women's sport so special today.
Yeah, many fond memories of playing summer basketball, working out with Deanna, come back to your house and having dinner,
Well, we
raiding
won't-
your kitchen.
Well, was I cooking then?
No, I think we just cooked chicken tenders.
Good thing for microwaves, right? Nah, that's for. Well, I'll tell you, Tiff. What I know you went to Manhattan. I mean, you had a
Yep.
great career at Altoona. Obviously, Mirror Player of the Year, which was well deserved. But
Thank you.
talking about going to college, what transition, if I may ask, did you have to make going from Altoona to Manhattan to play?
So it's funny that you say that. I was just up in when one of the offices before the game talking to Coach Sapita. He came out today and we were chatting and he asked me the same question. And I said, I was so well prepared when I got to college because the atmosphere, the workouts, the camaraderie that we have in the programs, PIAA, I think just prepared me very well. So I had a really easy transition from playing basketball, high school basketball, into Division I.
Well, that's fantastic.
So-
And again, with your work ethic, I am sure that did not hinder you at all. As a matter of fact, that probably puts you a little bit above some people that came in.
Yeah, no, it was great to see. We push people, we push each other. I mean, that's what I like about this town is the caliber of players there, the mentality's there, and the transition into college hoops. You know, everyone wants to win. Everyone was the best on their team. You have that same mentality, but it was fun to be the one that was kind of pushing everyone else when I got there.
And that's,
so.
and I know, you know, from experience that you're a natural leader, obviously. So with that in mind, I mean, you probably led by example, and sometimes probably vocally to get those people moving.
Absolutely. We weren't shy, and that's what I liked about my college team is we pushed each other. It wasn't the coach all the time pushing us. It was we were on each other every day. When it came time to go and watch film, we were hard on each other. So
You're going to have to help me in this transition, and you probably know this from talking to Dee, but when Mindy Hill left St. Francis, she went to Manhattan.
she did, yes.
I don't know if she was your coach or not. I don't.
She wasn't. She was coming in when I was leaving,
Okay,
so
but
she
I know-
replaced my coach.
I know she asked Deanna to go with her, and and Deanna, you know, did not, but got into the public school system obviously, and has done well for herself. But that would have been interesting.
That would have been really interesting. Yeah, that would have been awesome. I would have loved it.
She wouldn't have been able to yell at you.
That's right.
Well, no, not many people had to do that, right? So, you know, again, you know, Rich and I were talking in the women's game and the girls' game about the NIL. What is your opinion as a former, very, very good college athlete, and now you transition now in modern day basketball, where both men and women, you know, I think as we speak, the young lady. Is it Clark from Iowa?
Yeah.
You know, and you know they're making money with the name, image, and likeness. What do you think about that with college athletics?
You know, I think that it's a good thing. You know, you go into college. You know, a lot of us don't come from backgrounds where you're necessarily privileged. So if you can make money in college, I think that it's a good thing, and it's good for the sport. I'm not opposed to it. So.
Well, I mean, I appreciate that. You know, one of the things though, I think. You know, I'm going to speak editorially here. That players can use one coach against another. If I can make this much money here, where can I go somewhere else and make more?
The recruiting game gets a little bit more intense for sure, and I think that some colleges probably don't want to kind of fall into that, so they get put at a disadvantage.
Exactly. Now, again, I probably know the answer to this, but. Coach Sapita, obviously you had a very good career with him. What did he do to help you prepare for college basketball?
You know, he was a tough coach. He wasn't shy to tell you his opinion, and that's what you need. I mean, you need someone that kind of sits you down and says, look, here's your strengths, here's your weaknesses, here's how it's going to gel into the team atmosphere. And basketball, when it's all said and done, is a team sport. And you got to learn how to blend that in, and that's one of the best things I learned about him is how to have the individual talent, but also how to blend it into the team environment. He was kind of in my opinion, he's like a master of that in a way.
Yeah, so you have to correct me on this because I was thinking because I saw in the program obviously that you were going to come and speak. But if I remember when you were a sophomore, I think we were at IUP, and I say we, the Altoona team.
Yeah.
And you were at the foul line, if I remember. And I don't know, you correct me if I'm wrong, but I think one of the seniors came up and put her arm around you to try, not that you needed to try to calm you down.
Yeah. I believe that senior was probably Deanna.
Yeah. And I know that made the page. And I was thinking about that. So as long as you verified that, my memory hasn't gone.
I think that's in the scrapbook somewhere for sure.
That's good. You know, and your scrapbook's probably volumes. You know. You know. So, Rich, do you have any questions for Tiff?
Actually, Tiff, I wanted to ask you, what was it like going from Altoona to Manhattan in that transformation year?
Yeah, so you're talking about town-wise, just like as far as...
Just life in general.
Yeah, life in general. It was definitely eye-opening, and I think for me, I just tried to take it all in as much as I possibly could, because growing up in a small town, you get your eyes open, and in good and bad ways, to be honest. So I'm thankful I had teammates that were from New York. I had, people that kind of took me in as family. So it was an easy transition.
And
as a freshman, you always miss mom and dad.
When you come home, and we're going to have a steal and a layup here, maybe a dunk. But when you come home, I'm sure the memories of high school basketball have to flood back.
Great.
And of course, the days of Altoona, it was the Art Tannehill teams and then Mark Sapita. And, the tradition has gone on. But I'm sure you were very proud to wear the uniform of Altoona. And,
absolutely.
It was basketball in this town was at a fever pitch during the 80s and 90s with with both Altoona and BG, and what a great rivalry they had. And you couldn't ask for anything better with all of that going on.
Absolutely. My kids being in sports in Long Island, and Long Island's different. Lacrosse is big, soccer's big, and I'm there pushing basketball on my kids, and it's just not there. Like, it's just not, and the pride's not there necessarily, because when you grow up in a small town like this, it's the feeling of community for the teams you play for.
It's always good to come home.
It's there,
though, right?
absolutely,
Jeff,
absolutely.
here's a quick question for you. Getting into the city, Manhattan's a little bit north, but Juniors. You ever been to a Juniors restaurant?
Absolutely. I think I met you there one time.
Yeah, I think absolutely. We were up there on a trip and ran into you, and I'm sure I wouldn't even remember the pizza places in New York City are second to none. Even Rich would probably eat a piece of pizza in New York City.
Oh, I would love to.
It's tough coming back to Altoona for one reason, is you can't compare. I mean, I like pizza I like Altoona pizza, but the pizza in New York is second to none.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, I keep telling people about every time we travel to St. Francis, we'd go to Juniors, and you just couldn't beat that in my opinion.
Yeah, you got to buy a couple cheesecakes, freeze it, and bring it back, right?
The assistant coach Eric Taylor and I, we would get a piece and come back to the motel, and after the guys all settled down, that's what we had for dessert, down in the lobby, But it was.
They couldn't have dessert, but you guys could,
well,
right?
to be honest with you, it was diet cheesecake.
Yeah, I love it.
Worked out twice as much the next day, that is for sure.
I love it.
But we wish you the best, and
Thank you.
and family, everybody's well.
Everybody's good. Yeah, thank goodness.
Yeah, and
Thank
you
goodness.
look great. You look like you.
Thank you.
You still play?
I still play. I like, I got into kickboxing and Muay Thai Jiu-Jitsu a little bit, so I still try to do that. I just try to move. That's all. Try to move every day.
Now, Tip, as we say goodbye to you, am I right in saying I want you to say hi to Uncle Tony for me?
Absolutely. He's right over there.
He's my football broadcast partner
No way.
on radio, so
He's great on the radio.
Say hello to Uncle Tony for me.
I will. I'll definitely say hello.
Well,
thank you, guys.
All right, Tip, thank you very much. And again, great seeing you and best wishes to you.
Same here.
And everything that you do. Okay?
Same here.
Nice
Thanks,
to
Bernie.
see
It's
All
good
right.
seeing
All
you.
right.
Take care. Thanks, guys.
Great to have Tiffany Sheddig Gonzalez back here, and great to always see the kids that do well come home. And boy, Tony, you can just Tony, now you're Tony. Bernie, you can just see it in her eyes when she loves to talk about home, and she really enjoys coming back, but I'm sure that she's adapted well to her new home.
Oh, I am sure of that too, Richard. I mean, when she said that she traveled a lot in her business and been all over the United States, she's adapted very, very well, obviously.
All right, we're back to the second quarter. Thank you again to Tiffany for giving us some great insight as to her life in basketball after high school in Altoona and at the collegiate level, and she's done exceptionally well for herself. And back to the action. A long three is good from Altoona's Ashton Neely for three, and that gives Blair County a 16-14 lead as we're underway in the second quarter. See, while Bernie was talking to Tiffany, I was still keeping track of the scores, so we're right up to date.
So you'll get them all right, Rich, right,
Oh,
this
well,
time.
I should. Nair Collins got knocked to the floor and no foul called, and here comes Blair County with the ball. Patrick Hagus, who made one layup here, is having a tough time from the outside, and his pass is stolen by Collins. Those two played a lot against each other in the Laurel Highlands Conference. Collins misses the layup, but the follow is good by, I believe, Cole Miller. Yeah, and that will tie the game at 16, a minute in to quarter number 2.
Yeah, Cole Miller going to Slippery Rock University, got a major in exercise science, wants to be a physician's assistant.
Oh, boy, that means he has brains. They all do. They all have brains. Matt Woolridge for three. Missed the shot, and rebound comes off to Central PA. There's Nate Myers again. Nate goes down the lane. He's hit by Lingenfelder, and Eli picks up the foul. I know I missed at least one foul for Blair County. That's their second, and only one team foul for the Central PA players. 8:39 to go, and they have Collins for three. A long one out is good. And I've seen him, Bernie, the last 2 years for Johnstown. He is a complete player.
I'll tell you, Cat Quick, I'll tell you what, most skilled player, as his coach said, and he gets up and down the floor.
Lingenfelder missed the three. Cole Miller the rebound. Cole from Clearfield. Down low, Miller drives in on Patrick Haig, goes up with the left hand, missed, and a tap no good. And the rebound comes off to Zach Kagerice from Williamsburg. Outlet to Ashton Neely. Ashton, long three from downtown. Shot no good. Rebound fought for. Kagerice saves it right into the hands of Cole Miller. Up ahead, Miller to Collins. Collins gets by Neely and lays it in.
One step from the corner, Rich. One step. What a move.
Very quick, very agile, and very adept at scoring. 21-16, just that quick. Lingenfelder drives to the basket. Looks like Seth Myers will pick up the foul as we get a host of substitutions for Blair County. Myers does pick up the foul. Second team foul for Central PA.
Yeah, Rich, you get Eli's Lingenfelder going to be playing football at St. Francis University this fall. Math is his favorite subject. Mr. Over's favorite teacher because he says, Rich, like you, he's a cool guy.
Well, thank you. Patrick Haig, long three from downtown Altoona, front of the rim. They're taking those longer threes. We see it in college more and more. Rebound, Central PA. Myers for three. Air ball. Rebound, easy one for Jalen Triplin of Altoona. Jalen will bring it up midcourt. Didn't get to see Jalen this year on the Altoona squad. Not on the schedule anymore for
Rich, that's
Bishop
a little
Guilfoyle.
disappointing. I mean, again, editorializing, but it's always been a good rivalry, but to see that go by the wayside.
It's very disappointing, Bernie. Very disappointing.
But maybe better heads will prevail and try to get it back in.
Collins drives down, runs over Seth Bean, and he gets caught from the outside official. Bean took that heavy charge, and Nair Collins will get the foul for Central PA.
Now, Rich, I'm going to go on record. What do you have to ask Neil this? In all the games that we have done, I don't know if I've seen an offensive foul call.
Well, I don't think it'll be in the program either.
Could be a record.
All right, Central PA with it. Bean has it on the right wing, guarded by Myers. Down low to a wide open Patrick Egg. And Patrick with his second basket of the night. And it's 21-18 as Central PA leads by 3. We have 6:50 left in the first half. Collins again with a blistering move. Bernie, he only needs a little bit of room.
Jab and go, Rich. One step and, cloud of dust right there with that young man.
Nair with 9 points and Patrick Haig from way outside. He just can't get it to go tonight. Collins, another rebound. The Johnstown senior brings it up court. Hesitation move at the top of the arc. He'll step back for 3. Boom.
I'm telling you what, Rich, for the young watchers or viewers of this that will see this on the Breezeline channel, Nair, he just keeps his head up. He's just really, really good.
Bean gets it out to big Ross Gamp of Tyrone, and Ross is a big man. Football player, basketball player, all-around athlete for Tyrone. Missed that shot. Central PA the rebound. And Bernie, just like the girls' game, Central PA starting to pull away here. 26-18 as Carter Lamb from Cambria Heights has the ball, passes it off to Seth Myers of Southern Huntington. Gives it off to Cullen Lloyd of Northern Bedford. Out front to Nair Collins. Johnstown Trojans. Now Kevin Ressler of Bedford. Great football player too. Handles the ball, drives down the lane. Left-hand shot, no good. Rebound tipped out of bounds by Carter Lamb. It'll be Blair County ball.
Rich, I can say one thing early. I'll tell you what. If that game is close, I want that basketball in Nair Collins' hands. He's got a great handle. I don't think he can be guarded, go one-on-one. But, again, I love the way he keeps his head up. His mom, Patricia Key, I'm sure is very, very proud of him, as she should be. 1,000-point scorer, and, pleasure to watch thus far.
He's got a dozen points already in less than a quarter and a half. Now Blair County with the ball down by 8 as Triplin with it. Dribbles down to the paint, gives it off into the corner. Kagerice for a long 3. Back of the rim. No good, and the rebound comes off to Mason Cargo of Portage. Mason behind the back dribble, down the lane, kicks it off. Corner 3 for Hayden Pardo. In and out, and the rebound to Garrett Harold. Said that name a lot over the last 2 years. You talk about a complete athlete. Probably Penn Cambria's best all-around athlete, maybe in the school's history.
I'll tell you, I've heard that, Rich. I didn't get a chance to obviously play football or now basketball until now, but outstanding is what I understand.
And Bernie, what you just said about Nair Collins, you can say the same thing about Garrett Harold, and he showed that in the District 6 final against PG. Scored the winning basket on a coast-to-coast drive with less than 10 seconds to play. So
well, again, nothing against BG, but you have to give Harold a lot of credit. He knew what he had to do with the time and score situation. He took it right down and scored.
And Hayden Pardo of Central Mountain with a nice spin move there, and he gives his team a 10-point lead. Ball goes out of bounds with 4:24 to go in the half, but Garrett Harold has been just dynamite on the football field and basketball court. I don't know if he plays baseball, but his coach, Jimmy Ronan, Well, he's going to have him then because Jimmy Ronan's the head coach of the Penn Cambria baseball team too. But, man, Bernie, when you get an athlete like that, that's probably almost once in a generational athlete. And he's just – there's nothing he does that's bad. I can truthfully say that. Long three-point field goal from Zach Lagars of Tyrone hits nothing but air, and it'll go out of bounds to Central PA. But, we've seen athletes like that come and go. But Garrett Harold has made himself – just an unbelievable force for Penn Cambria.
And I know you've said that quite a bit because you have seen him playing quite a bit, which I haven't, but it sounds like the young man is very cerebral as a player in all sports. Very smart player.
And that's his teammate Vinny Sheardon, another lethal player when he gets hitting from the outside. And Garrett Harold throws up an air ball. I don't know if it's a depth perception here, Bernie, or what, but some of the kids throwing up some air balls tonight. Again, these baskets are kind of hanging out there at the Adler Gym, and not too many high school gyms have this kind of facility.
That's right.
It's a depth perception thing, but they'll start falling soon. Kegerice gets it out to Zach Lagars of Tyrone to Kiesewetter. He was heading to the basket, saved in bounds by Matt Woolridge of BG. Kiesewetter, cross-court pass to Kegerice. He'll launch another three. Tried to bank it in. Shot no good. Woolridge fights for the rebound, but Harold picks it out of the air. Garrett is knocked down, kept his dribble, and gets it off to his teammate, Vinny Sheardon. Back to Harold, cutting to the lane. Reverse layup, no good, and he'll get 2 fouls. Free throws. Not fouls. He'll get 2 free throws.
I understood what you meant, Coach. Referee Rich.
There you go. So Hod White picks up the foul, and Garrett Harold will get 2 for Central Pennsylvania. They lead 28-18 with 3:21 to go in a rapidly moving first half.
Yeah, looking at Carson's bio, he said that last year, and Rich, I must admit to everybody, I don't follow the high school sports as much as you do, but he was the Class 1A high school football player of the year as a junior.
Led BG to the state title that year, and BG got to the quarterfinals this year and lost to the perennial powerhouse Southern Columbia, who ended up winning another state title.
They just reload and reload, don't they, Rich? Southern Columbia.
Reload being the key word. 28-18, Central PA. They lead now, and Blair needs some baskets. Shot is missed. Rebound. Put back no good by Lagars, as missing that chance was Zahad White of Altoona. And down the lane, cutting to the basket, almost getting a circus-like shot to go was Hayden Pardo. And he'll get 2 free throws as he was fouled on his way to the hoop.
More and more kids using this move, the Euro step, extra step, going in for a layup, and nice move by Pardo.
And Zahad White of Altoona is in a little bit of foul trouble here, Bernie. That's his 3rd. As Pardo misses. And
Which that's another thing. Have we ever seen anybody foul out in one of these games?
I don't think so. Substitution, Spencer Myers of Bishop Carroll for Central PA and Coach Jimmy Ronan.
Hey, Rich, speaking of Pardo, he's a broadcaster for the local radio station, and we better watch our jobs, huh? He wants to go to college, and
well, if Neil wants to put him up here, he can.
Maybe we should interview him.
Oh, I think he's a little busy right now. 30-18 as Central PA builds a 12-point lead with 2:45 to go in the half. And cutting to the basket, Kegerice had his shot blocked and taken out of the air by Vinny Sheardon. Vinny up across midcourt, looks for help, gets it off to Cole Miller. Miller, top of the circle, launches a 3, no good. And it is Zahad White rebounding. Zahad from Altoona, one of 3 Mount Lions on the team. Goes down low, and he's pushed. And that'll be another foul against Central PA.
Yeah, Zahad has a basketball body, tall and lean.
Yes. Eli Lingenfelder back in for Blair County. 2:24 left in the first half, 30-18 as Blair's kind of hit the skids offensively here.
Zahad said the highlight of his high school career was they beat Hollidaysburg on their senior night.
That's a big rivalry.
Yep, that's turned into it, yes.
Lingenfelder gets it off to Lagars. Zach of Tyrone gets it to Woolridge. Matt drives down the lane, slots bounce pass on the baseline to Kiesewetter. He's triple teamed. Behind the back to Woolridge. Jumper from Matt is no good. And the easy rebound goes to Spencer Myers of Bishop Carroll. Nice pass up ahead to Sheardon. Beautiful skip pass by Mason Cargo.
I'll tell you, that was an excellent pass, Rich. That's a highlight.
It certainly is. That's called a headman pass, I like to call it. My hockey reference. And cutting to the basket, Lagars, he'll get 2 free throws. That's called a beautiful headman pass. Bernie hit him on a fly, and he laid it in beautifully.
By the way, Rich, last Saturday, did the Penguins end up winning? Or I know they were losing, you know.
Last Saturday, they won. They came back, and they won it in the last minute 20 against Washington. So, yes, they did win.
The only reason I knew that is because I know you were yelling at the TV quite a bit.
Oh, that's right. You were with me last week. Yeah, they did win. I went home and saw the end. Or no, was it? Yeah, well, I went home and saw the end. The free throw is missed by Lagars as we get some more substitutions. 1:49 left in the half, and Blair needs some points. It's 32-18 for Central PA. Lagars for the second free throw. He hits his first point, and that's only the 6th point of the quarter for Blair County. Myers with it, drives down the lane, puts up a runner, hits off the front of the rim, and Zahad White rebounds for Blair County. White up ahead to his Altoona teammate Neely. Ashton, who had a really good, solid senior year for Altoona. They played very well in the second half of the season after a terrible start. And he drives the lane, drives the basket, puts it in, and Ashton Neely. And Bernie, he's another one of those players, doesn't need a whole lot of room to get started.
You're exactly right, Rich. He showed it there. You know, he just, you know, just an open space and, you know, just kind of slid that paper right through that open space and scored.
Personal foul is on Colin Lloyd.
Colin Lloyd picks up the foul, and Neely for the three, and he got it. So that gets them back in the rearview mirror. It's 32-22. They still need a few more before halftime here to make this workable. They got a whole second half to play. Myers for a long three. He connects.
Spencer Myers for three.
Spencer, the Bishop Carroll Husky.
Yeah, he's going to Mount Aloysius, not far from home.
Lagars missed a three, and Central PA rebounds. Under a minute to go in the half. Central PA looking to extend their 13-point lead. It's 35-22. Another long three is going to be well short. That one by Cole Miller, and it'll be Blair County ball.
Yeah, that was a little bit out of his range, unfortunately.
Substitution, Nair Collins will check back in for Coach Ronan and Central PA with 47.9 to go in the half. It's 35-22. Blair needs a basket, to say the least. Driving down the lane is Neely. He'll stop from 6 feet, miss, get his own rebound, bounce pass to Kieswetter, kicks it back out to Lingenfelder for three, side of the rim. Neely, the easy rebound, put back, and he's fouled.
Now, Rich, here's a question for you in high school basketball. Does Johnstown and Altoona play each other?
No.
Personal fouls on Cole Miller.
They do not. Cole Miller picks up the foul, and it's funny, Bernie, for years it was always the Altoona-Johnstown rivalry and BG Bishop McCourt. Well, now BG has flipped the script. They're in the Laurel Highlands. They play Johnstown now. But Altoona doesn't play Bishop McCourt. But, yeah, it's kind of funny how things work out over the years. And, yeah, the Altoona-Johnstown rivalry is pretty much dormant. It's sad to see that, too, because in the 60s and 70s, you couldn't get a ticket when they played. The famous teams of Paul Litwalk and Larry Bitar and John Swagger.
I tell you, yep. People came to games and really enjoyed it at that time.
And Paul Litwalk's team in the early 70s had several NBA players.
Yes.
Pat Cummings being one of them. Don Mazer. Boy, what a team they had.
Yeah, Don knew Don quite well from coaching, and heck of a person.
And the field goal was missed by Cole Miller, and Blair County rebounds, and a foul in the backcourt of Nair Collins. And that'll put Blair County to the line with 11 and a half seconds to go in the half, so they can creep back to within 9, Bernie, and get this thing back under 10. It's that psychological double-digit lead that you want to get rid of.
Exactly.
Neely will be at the line shooting.
1-1. This is which is rare anymore, Bernie. 1+1s. They don't even exist in the women's game anymore.
No.
College. Missed, and down the lane for the miss was Kevin Ressler. Kieswetter rebounds. He's going to go behind the back. Thought he had it behind the back. Collins picked up the loose ball. He fires it up at quarter's end, and it's no good. But what a half, what a second quarter for Central PA as they lit up the boards for 21 points. And they take a 35-24 lead into the locker room at halftime. So, Bernie, I know you talked to Tiffany pretty much for the first half, but again, kind of a low-scoring first half for the boys' game, but the Blair County offense really went to sleep in the second quarter.
Yeah, going up and down the floor, Rich, but didn't see too many baskets go in. You know, I think Tiff needed to be out there shooting the basketball a little bit.
All right, so Bernie and I will take a break, and we'll be back with the second half in just a few moments here on Breeze Line Cable Access. All right, we're in halftime here at Adler Athletic Complex. Beautiful site of the Altoona Mirror All-Star Senior Classic. Penn State Altoona, our hosts, to give a big shout-out to them. And I got to give a shout-out to the concessionaires, Bernie. They couldn't break the dollar amount I had in my wallet, so they gave us our little snack that we had here at halftime. So shout-out to the concessionaires at Penn State Altoona.
Well, Rich, that may be illegal. That may be an NCAA violation.
I'm not playing anybody. I'm way over that age limit.
Hey,
But Bernie, you talked with Tiffany Shedding in the first half as the girls' honorary captain. Bruce Fricklin, the boys' honorary captain for this game. What a legend.
Yeah, he's coming up. He spent a lot of time coaching, did a great job, and spent a lot of time with us. Retired from Penn Cambria, and we'll get to know more about what he's up to and what he's doing now. But again, synonymous with Cambria County basketball, Bruce Fricklin.
I remember him mostly from his Penn Cambria days. And, boy, I remember him as being a tireless worker on those sidelines. And not only working the players, but working the officials, too. But then again, you as a former coach, I can say this, too. What coach doesn't work the officials?
Rich, I never had a discussion with them.
Oh, I'm sure you did. Yeah, you were a choir boy, right?
Well, I just said, sir.
Yeah.
Do you mind if I tell you what I think?
Not that your opinion mattered, did it?
No.
Well, anyway, we're getting ready for the second half, and Bruce will be joining us. If you want to take the reins again, that would be fine. And I might sneak in a question or two.
You can do whatever you want, Rich. You're the boss.
Well, I'm trying to keep track of scoring here, so when Bruce comes up, we'll just shift the mics like we did before, and I'll think of a question or two for Coach Fricklin, who still looks the same and looks like he could go back into coaching tomorrow.
Well, Rich, you're right, but I go back to your comment about officiating. I'll never forget asking an official one time, sir, can I ask you a question? Or can I give you a comment? And he said, yeah. I said, I don't think you're doing a very good job. Well, I didn't say that very much. But,
and how fast did the tea come?
I don't have too many, actually.
Did you ever get any of those?
Yeah, a couple, to be honest with
See,
you.
I can't imagine you getting a technical foul.
I did.
I mean, you'd really, for you, that would be like a major faux pas.
Well, God bless, and I think he's still living, but God bless, Rich, I have to tell you that I did get a technical foul that I vividly remember at Williamsport. Mr. Peepers, Pete White, God bless him, with his clipboard, Mr. Innocent,
You did tell me that story. I do remember that story, so yes.
And that was,
of all places.
Yeah.
Pete White, he wasn't too fondly welcomed down here, I can tell you that.
No.
All right, second half is underway. Blair County trails by 11, and they need some points. They're down 35-24, and that is Ashton Neely, who's having a great half, or had a great first half, and he starts the second half with a miss, and Central PA rebounds. And walking up the court with the ball is Carter Lamb of Cambria Heights. They're going to do the alley-oop, and he lays it in. Somehow got that one hand to get it over the rim, and Carter Lamb executes the alley-oop. I believe Sheridan was the alley, and Lamb was the oop. And down low, Neely drives down and open lane to the basket for Ashton Neely. And Bernie, he's got 15 points, and it's 37-26 Central PA.
Talking about Carter Lamb from Cambria Heights. He wants to get his CDL license and work with the local 126 lineman when he graduates.
Line drive shot there from Lamb is no good. And the rebound comes off to Patrick Haig. He gets it to Neely, tries a hesitation move, can't get it to go. And he brings it back out beyond the two arcs. I guess one's for high school and one's for college. Am I correct? The 2 3-point lines. Patrick Haig, fall-away jumper, won't go. Neely rebounds.
I'm looking at that, Rich.
And Neely with a 3 won't go. And the rebound comes off to Garrett Harold of Penn Cambria. Garrett up across midcourt, gets it off. Hits Kiesewetter, but he got it right back. And he threw it down low right into the waiting arms of Kevin Ressler.
There's the athleticism you talk about with Harold. I mean, just a no-look overhead pass. And the kid knows what he's doing.
And
for
he got
sure.
it right back. See, when players like him, the ball just bounces their way. It finds its way to them. Three-pointer is missed by Triplin, and Central PA now starting to pull away again. Sheardon gets it off to Lamb. Carter drives through 2-3 players, up with a right hand. Missed the shot. Woolridge rebounds. Outlet to Kiesewetter. Up to Triplin. Tripper make it Neely. Neely to the basket. Blocked by Harold, and he gets it back in to Mason Cargo. There you go again. Another great play.
Kid, he's a hustler, no question about it.
Sheardon for three, misses. Kiesewetter rebounds for Central PA. 7:45 left in the third. It's 39-26. Patrick Haig, top of the circle, going to go back, fire up a three, and he gets one. Now that's the Patrick Haig I'm used to seeing.
And as you may have said, Harold, you can tell what kind of athlete, all-state in both football and basketball.
Absolutely, and Duquesne is getting themselves a gem. Neely blocks a shot of Sheardon, I believe, and Blair comes out of it, but it's stolen right back by Wrestler. He's going to go in for the layup, and he makes it. Almost, I thought he was going to dunk, Bernie, but kind of changed his mind in mid-flight.
Wrestler for two.
But Duquesne is getting a great athlete in Garrett Harold, and he's going for football, so we'll be reading about him. Out front, Triplin may have gotten away with a travel. A floater is good in the lane for Jalen Triplin of Altoona, and it's 41-31. So they're staying within eyeshot, but they got to get it under 10.
Yep.
7 minutes to go, third quarter. Substitutions for both sides. Nair Collins back in for Central PA along with Cullen Lloyd. And let's see, we've got, Garrett's still out there. Lamb is still out there, and Wrestler is still out there. So Nair Collins from near midcourt, near all the logo, missed, but the rebound put back by Lamb is no good. And they're going to get a third opportunity. Maybe. Nope. Saved right inbounds to Zahad White. Up to Neely now. Neely, top of the circle. Sets up the offense for Blair County. 6:35 to go in the third. Central PA leading by 10. Floater from Neely in the lane. No good. And Zahad White puts up the rebound. No good, but we got a foul on the play.
That's the shot more and more small players take, that little floater. And as I told you, the one I first saw working on it at Building 2 was Michael Izzolino getting prepared for the NBA. Trying to get over, obviously, those big guys that he had to face in the NBA.
Mike had to do everything he could to try and score in, countless ways because of the NBA's just unbelievable talent.
When you talk about people that work, Michael is certainly in that, being that dedicated and working that hard, that's for sure.
He should be the video for hard work,
Absolutely.
perseverance, and dedication, and it got him to where he wanted to be.
Yeah. Associate head coach of Robert Morris now.
And I will say something about him in just a second. Neely out front to Patrick Haig. Patrick looking for room. Gets a pick. Going to go to the foul line. Step back for three. It's on the way. No good. And Collins rebounds. And had Mike Izzolino gone to St. Francis for 4 years, he'd own every record up there, I believe.
Yeah.
And that is in no disrespect to the great, great Maurice Stokes. And down the way, Zahad White got an open lane to the basket, and he jams it home. And there it is, Bernie. It's under 10 now.
There you go.
But Mike Izzolino went to Penn State for his first 2 years, and boy, had he gone to St. Francis, his name would be etched everywhere up there. I think you'll agree with me.
He's a heck of a player. You hate to take anything. Well, you have to remember, too, though, Maurice Stokes only played 3 years.
Oh, yeah. And to do what he did in 3 years, my goodness. The great Maurice Stokes. All right, 2 shots for Nair Collins, who's having himself a great night here at Penn State Altoona. He hits the free throw, and it's a 9-point Central PA lead again.
But you and I both know Rich St. Francis, quite a history with Stokes.
Oh, yeah.
And other players as well, and most notably Keith Braxton, who's playing overseas, and just a run of good athletes there.
No, Norm Van Leer.
Oh, Norm, yeah.
I mean,
Norm
you
was,
had professionals up there, and what a move again to the basket by Ashton Neely.
yeah, Kevin Porter got busted.
Kevin Porter, yep.
And Kevin just had some health problems, and we hope he's doing okay. God
And
bless him.
Nair Collins down the way, and he's getting everything to go in tonight. And another name, Bernie, to throw out for St. Francis, Jack Twyman.
Well, Jack Timon wasn't a St. Francis guy, but he did a lot for Maurice Stokes.
A lot for
obviously.
Maurice Stokes, yep.
Yeah.
Look at that from Ashton Neely.
Became his legal guardian.
But when you get your picture up in a building, you've done something great.
Yes.
And Again, St. Francis with a great, long, rich tradition. And I am so proud to be a part of it now as
Be that
their
special
PA
someone,
announcer.
right.
And I love the fact to go up there and see St. Francis basketball. It's just a fun time for me.
That's good. They compete. They play hard. Men and women, two good programs, and hopefully good things will happen. Men got hit, unfortunately, with this NIL situation we talked about.
Yeah, they did. Hard
women a little
they
bit
did.
too.
Yeah.
So it's just going to be a fact of life, Rich.
44-37 for Central PA as we get some of the starters back in for Blair County. That is Zach Lagar is not one of them. Eli Lingenfelder and Seth Bean, two of the starters back in. Bean with the ball. Now gets it to Ross Gamp, who is put together out there. Lagar's for three. Again, another one that doesn't get to the rim. And it will be Central PA ball as checking in now is Caleb Beeswinger of Bellwood.
Lagar's wants to own his own woodworking business someday.
Wow.
Yeah,
Hey, you know what? Your own entrepreneur, that's
Yeah.
great. You're
Yeah, he
your
wants-
own boss.
he wants to go to college in business, then own a woodworking business.
Good for him.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hey, you make your own hours, and you can't fire yourself. Well, you could, but then you'd have to go back to work the next day
Yeah,
because you fired yourself.
But Zach looks like a worker, but you got to work awfully hard because if you don't work, you don't make any money.
Beeswinger picks up the foul. That's the second on Blair County here in the half. 4:13 to go.
He was on the winning PIA baseball state championship at Tyrone.
Yes, he was. 2 years removed. Down low, the pass goes to Jack Hanna, but he kicks it out for a long three from the corner from Hayden Pardo. So the Central Mountain connection works there. Hanna to Pardo, and Central PA back to a 10-point lead at 47-37. Lingenfelder down the lane. Kicks it off into the corner to his Central teammate, Seth Bean, back to Lingenfelder. Inside to Gamp. Ross in the paint. Powers his way to the hole, and he lays it in. That's the strength right there, Bernie, of Ross Gamp.
Which I got to tell you something. He's not in the game right now about this Carter Lamb from
Cambria
Cambria
Heights.
And in his bio, he just said, he thanked the Altoona Mirror and Neil Rudell and the staff for choosing him to play in this game. We don't see, I'm sure they're all grateful, but for Carter to put that on his bio was really
that's
something.
great.
And he said he had so many memories in high school they could write a book, but that's the one thing that stood out, and he's very thankful for being in the Mirror Classic.
Both teams missing a lot of shots, but Lingenfelder won't miss that one. It's a reverse layup for the Central senior, and it's back down to 6, and we've got a low-scoring boys game at 47-41. 2:47 to go in the third, and Blair has worked its way back into this one. Knocked away. There's what Lingenfelder does, Bernie. Right there. You just saw his forte, and he does it so well. And that's why I say he's sneaky good. Down low as Bean drives to the basket. So the Central boys stepping up here, getting Blair County back in it, 47-43.
He's going to Mount Aloysius to play basketball and wants to be a physical therapist.
Top of the circle, Myers for three, and the all-athlete from Southern Huntington stops the run of Blair County for the time being.
Asked Seth, who were some of the people that influenced him, and I'll tell you, he obviously said his parents, but a very good friend of mine, I don't know if you know him or not, but he said Ron Gresco, who coaches him in AAU, and Ron's a terrific person. His son Eric played at St. Francis as a walk-on, and I'll tell you what, Rich, no harder worker than he was as a walk-on at St. Francis University. And Ron's a great guy, retired now, I believe, all right, but does a great, great job.
First free throw from Gamp was good. It's 50-44 for Central PA. 2:08 to go in the third quarter. Again, we hope you're enjoying the game tonight on Breeze Line, cable access. And Gamp hits both, so Blair County, who was down by 13 at one point, now back down by only 5, 50-45. That's Collins with it. Top of the circle, through the leg dribble, down into a triple team, jump ball, and it'll stay with Central PA with 2 minutes to go.
Well, he can handle that basketball.
Well, he can. He's slick. And again, he's the only senior graduating from Johnstown's starting lineup. Three-pointer from top of the circle. Hayden Pardo is no good. And the rebound comes off the Kager ice for Blair County. Up to Lingenfelder for three. It's on the way. Can't get the shooter's roll. Myers rebounds out to Collins. Nair gets around Seth Bean, and Seth fouls him, or it would have been a layup. Now, Seth and Nair are familiar with one another because Laurel Highlands again, and they met twice, once in the regular season and once in the Laurel Highlands Conference playoffs at the end of the year. Central won both games. Collins gets the inbounds pass.
Central won a heck of a lot of games, didn't they?
They did, and didn't make the PIAA playoffs because only one team from Class 4A went, and Johnstown beat them the third time. As Lingenfelder goes through the lane, misses the jumper. That's Gamp with the rebound. Shot blocked by Pardo. He's going to play point guard, run it up the floor, down the lane, runs into Gamp. That had to hurt. That'll leave a dent. Or no, he actually ran into Seth Bean.
Yeah.
What a collision.
I'll tell you, Bean, I don't know if he played football or not. No, he's a golfer, but he's a big-bodied kid.
Got a lot of big-bodied kids out here. I see Jack Hanna from Central Mountain, and you see Ross Gamp, similarly built, as we get wholesale substitutions now for both teams. And again, Bernie, the Central and Johnstown played 3 times this year, twice in the Laurel Highlands and once in the district final. And unfortunately for Central, they lost that game and didn't make the state playoffs. Alley-oop, that is Haig to Zahid White, and Zahid missed the oop, but he put in the rebound.
Well, he did that on purpose. He wanted to get a rebound and the points.
Okay, which he did. Oh, a nice spin move from Hanna. Missed the layup. White rebounds. Outlet is knocked away, but picked up by Patrick Haig. 3-on-1. Behind the back pass to Keseywetter in the corner. Back over to White on the wing. Actually, Triplin. There was a 2-on-none over there, and it went out of bounds. So it's 50-47 for Central PA with 36 seconds left in the third quarter. Collins walks it up to the bench, gets the play from Coach Ronan, and says, shoot it. And he does. And he missed. And White rebounds for Blair County. Zahad White from Altoona dribbles to the middle, gets it to Patrick Haig. Hesitation move, spin move to the foul line, back to Triplin. Jalen Triplin from Altoona. He'll try for a triple, and he gets it.
He did, yes.
Triplin for the triple.
Ties the score.
And we're tied at 50. Going to be a dynamite fourth quarter. Collins for the lead from the foul line, and he gets it to go. Nair Collins. It's Nair Collins. 52-50, Central PA leads. Back in a minute. Up to join us, Bruce Fricklin,
Hey, Rich, you can
longtime
always
coach.
tell these young guys because they can make it up and down the steps.
All right, so we're going to shift the mics again, and Bernie's Coach, welcome.
Thank you.
Long time no see, and
it's been
Bernie
a while.
Jubeck's going to ask you some tough questions.
Yeah, that's all we can ask is tough ones.
This is like a test, Bruce. Hey, great. It's good to see you.
Good
You
to
haven't
see you.
changed. That's fantastic. You know.
Hey, enjoy what I'm doing, playing golf now.
There you go. All right. What's your handicap?
My game.
Yeah. Hey, Bruce. I got to tell you, I played once, and with a high school kid that was like the eventual state champion in Hollingsburg.
Yeah.
His grandpap was watching. I said, Scotty, do you have any advice? He said, do you have a tennis racket?
Well, I tell everybody if I was coaching me in golf, I'd cut me.
Well, Bruce, what are you up to now? I mean, I know you're retired, obviously, but
Yeah, retired. I was living in Johnstown, and I just moved to Evansburg in August because I play golf in Cambrian Hills and Hastings, little course. Because I went to Cambry Heights.
Right.
My brother lives in Indiana, so we play over there. So I moved up this way a little bit, and get out to some Penn Cambry games and do football, basketball, and
well, that's wonderful.
Yeah,
I haven't seen you at St. Francis, though.
I have not been to St. Francis for a long. I just got away from it. And,
Yeah.
You know,
Easy to do.
I talked to Rob like 2 years ago, and I said, you know what, I'm going to start coming again. I just forget about
Wait till I tell them you don't like them.
it. Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. But Bruce, I'll tell you what, you know, a great career, 27 years of coaching and stuff.
Yeah.
What do you see, from the time you retired to basketball that you watched in high school and college today?
Everybody's going five around none, and it's drive and kick, and I really like watching it. And you get some screen and roll action in there, and but
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I think sometimes the coaches don't, in a crucial situation, they won't run something to get their guy that,
Right.
they'll stay with that, and sometimes the wrong guy shoots it.
Yeah.
But I love going to the games and watching the kids play.
That's why you say, Bruce, I had many shooters, but not many makers.
Yeah, I'm a shooter.
That's the worst thing when your worst guy, when your first guy makes the first basket, man, you're in trouble then.
Yep.
But I'll tell you what, and you say that, more and more teams, I think, going to the European style.
Yeah.
And I just heard that on ESPN the other day where they talked about the 7'4" kid from Purdue, Edey. Great player, but
they don't think he's going to do anything.
He's going to do anything in the NBA
No,
because
he can't go anywhere outside the blocks.
But I'd take my chance with
I would
7'4" guy. I'd put my money on that.
Well, the first time I coached in the John Riley game, Cambria County had never won, so I had a stacked team. They gave me a stacked team. I had like 3 Johnstown kids and Frank Tamara. I don't know if you remember, 6'11".
Yeah.
So I always ran that running game. So it was good for Frank. Frank, take it out of the net. We're going to run like crazy, get down every.
Yeah.
And then in half court, we went 2-3 across the foul line.
Yeah.
So if we hit the wing, we'd go to the blocks.
Yeah.
I'd pop Frank out. They'd give it to him. He's banging threes.
6'10" kid through the 3-point shot.
He was 3 for 4 from the 3-point line. And they interviewed him after the game. He goes, yeah, Coach Litwalk wouldn't let me shoot that.
When Paul hears this, he's going to have something to say, and things like that.
He'll get me.
Yeah. But what, again, getting back to, Penn Cambria again, your mentors, I know you went to Penn State. You played for a year or two. But who were some of the people influential in your career as a coach?
Well, coming out of Cambria Heights, Felix Catalano was my coach, and I was at basketball camps all over the place. Jack Kraft at Villanova, and a bunch of guys. But Coach Block was real instrumental when I was at Penn State, and even when I first got the job at Cambria Heights, if I had something going on, I'd call him. And he was coaching Golden State then.
Yeah.
And I'd call him on the phone. And I said, I got this guy we got to stop. He says, hey, I got to stop George Gervin tonight. It's like, okay. But he was really good that way.
Yeah, I heard he was a fantastic, though I didn't know him.
Oh,
Fantastic
great
coach.
guy.
Yeah.
He was a great guy. Yep.
And that's good. The biggest thing, Bruce, you're going to laugh about this, that I think I told Rich this, that I remember about you, that when you would get in, I'm sorry, I can't remember his name, into the playoffs, especially the finals, with the Central Cambria coach.
Ron Rafrano? Steve Trano.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, yeah.
I think you guys tried to dress each other. You'd come in with this suit.
Oh, yeah.
And I see the other coach, he'd come in with a suit that was better. And, and obviously you could rob Cambria County that day up at Evansburg and Crescent because everybody was at the game. But I thought who was going to be the best, who's going to be the GQ person at that time.
Well, you know what? We went down to play Lewistown one night, and Tony and I always wore suits. Tony Tomaselli.
Yeah.
And there was kids across the court, and they're yelling, "Hey, Guido and Luigi!" We're laughing like crazy.
Yeah.
It was great.
Yeah.
You gotta have fun with it too. You know what I mean? Oh.
Now, Bruce, I asked Tiff Settig was here earlier.
Yes.
Who from Altoona played it.
Right.
But again, and Rich and I talked about this, and we talked about this quite a bit. But with basketball now in college, some of these kids obviously are going to play college.
Yeah.
I'm not sure at a higher level, but what is your take on the NIL?
You know what? I don't know a whole lot about it, but it's the rule.
You spend a lot of time playing golf.
Yeah. And I'm not getting any NIL. But that's the way the game is. You just got to adjust to it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well,
But
again,
with these kids now too, though, I think with the AAU, you get a lot of coaches in the AAU that really work with the kids, make them play hard. But the better kids, I go to some of those and watch, and I was really disappointed. They don't play hard, and they stack their teams. And now they're doing it in college, they're doing it in the pros. And now you're a college coach, you yell at a kid wrong, he's transferring.
Yeah, he's transferring, exactly.
And that's what they learn sometimes in that AAU. I mean, whoever you have a coach is a big influence on the kids.
Absolutely. Rich, do you have any questions for Bruce?
Actually, I do. We go back the other way with Central PA here. And look at this. It's a scramble. It's a fumble. Nobody wants it. Coach, I got to ask you, as a longtime coach in the Laurel Highlands, they're expanding next year. They're doubling their size, bringing in the Mountain League and Bellwood. What do you think? I mean, we're seeing a lot of mergers. We're seeing a lot of co-ops.
Yeah.
We're seeing schools having trouble fielding teams. What do you think of the expansion of Laurel Highlands? I think it's great, actually.
Yeah, it is what it is. You're going to do it. You can pound your head against the wall, or just go ahead with it. Here's the game. We're going to play it.
It is what it is, Bruce. You're right.
Yep.
I mean, Wi-Fi City Hall. It's like, in our day when the 3-point shot came out,
Oh,
some
yeah.
coaches were vehemently against it.
Yeah.
But, hey, it's here to stay, so you have to make the adjustments. That's for sure.
Yep.
But I think Rich makes a great point. Is the competition? You want to play the best. You want to be the best to play the best. And that's what they're trying to do. I know the positive, you make scheduling easier, officiating, getting officials easier, but you want to play the best you can in the area.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'll tell you what Scoot did this year with that Penn Cambria team, that was terrific. Boy, they played nice, unselfish basketball.
Coach, you got to be proud of that Penn Cambria run. I mean,
I love
state
that.
semifinals, and Jimmy Ronan,
Yep.
just a great young man, and
Yep.
I'm sure you're, as a former PC coach,
Sure.
got to be very proud of the
Yeah.
standard they've set.
Yeah. Oh, he's doing a great job with them, and he's a lot better on the sideline than I was.
You were kind of fiery, weren't you?
Maybe a little bit.
Were you
That's
not-
all right.
Were you allowed to stand up then, Bruce, or not?
Yeah, but I was asked to sit down a couple times too.
Well, what is it now, Rich? After the first technical, you have to sit down, right, for the rest of the
Yeah.
game?
You
yeah,
sit, second one you go.
Yeah.
That would have never happened to you, though, right?
Well, I went 4 times, and Tony took over for me, Tony Tomaselli, and he was 4-0. So he's undefeated as head basketball coach.
And I'm sure he lets everybody know, Tony.
Oh,
He
Tony's
lets everybody know that, right?
Yep.
He's got the best record at Penn Cambria.
Maybe in the state. He
Yeah.
said he's wise.
Yeah, that's right. Hall of Famer.
Yep.
That's for
We're
sure.
gonna have to send it in.
Yeah, but we wish the best for you.
Oh.
Maybe I'll see you on the golf. If you ever come down to Sinking Valley, let me know. We'll
Okay.
play. Only thing is, Bruce, you can't laugh. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. I never laugh anyway.
Oh, you must take the game pretty serious, though.
No.
Nah, but it's good to see you. We
Hey,
appreciate you
great
coming
seeing
out.
you. Hey,
Thank
thanks a lot. I appreciate
enjoy,
it. All
Enjoy
right.
yourself. Okay. Thank you very much.
Yep.
Stay healthy.
Always a pleasure, buddy.
Take care.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Coach Bruce Frickland, longtime coach in the Laurel Highlands Conference, and we get back to action here as Patrick Haig is at the line for the first of 3. He hits, and boy, we've got an exciting one here. It's 73-71. Blair leading with 3:53 to go, so we're coming down to brass tacks here. Patrick for the second of 3 gets another. And it's now 74-71. So Blair, who once trailed by 13, now leads by 3 with 3:53 to go. And Patrick Haig gets the hat trick of free throws, 75-71. And here we go down the stretch. It is Nair Collins timeout for Central PA as Blair has stormed back to take the lead here with 3:48 to go. And I want to throw out a couple of thank yous here. First of all, of course, first and foremost, the Altoona Mirror for Neil Riddell allowing me to come back to the mic again with Bernie Jubek for another year of the All-Star Games. The Altoona campus, Penn State University of Altoona, their athletic department, the athletic at their athletic complex, Breeze Line for putting the games on, and Guy Landolfi, certified public accountant, the game's prime sponsor, and all the coaches and all the schools and all the teams represented here tonight. 2 great crowds for these games, Bernie, and you couldn't ask for a better night. And we've got a really fun game coming down to the end here. If you look, Blair's up by 4 now.
Rich, I'll tell you what. See, I start talking to these guys, and look what happens to the Blair County team. They
Keep talking then.
could get Bruce or Tiffany back up here, right? But you talked about the accolades of some of the people helping. Again, and I know he signs our check, but I just the Mayor Neil Rodell, especially, who's really doesn't want the limelight, but he does so much for the community in sports and other things, often unnoticed. But the people in the know what Neil does, and it's so gratifying to see him really take high school sports under his wing.
Nair Collins missed a 3, but putting it back for 2 was Cole Miller, and it's 75-73 now for Blair County with 3:29 to go. Lots of time as driving to the basket. He shoots and scores. That's Jalen Triplin, and he's going to get a 3-point play the old-fashioned way, or at least the opportunity. And Bernie, I'll tell you what, I had one Mountain Lion for maybe MVP, but I'm telling you what, with Jalen Triplin's second half here, he's making a run for that.
Doing all right, yep. I'll tell you, Rich, we talk about some of these accolades. If you'd come to see those practices, I think, Skip Dry, God bless him, he's like in heaven, giving out the uniforms, talking to the kids. He's just, just so, Mr. Personable,
78-73, Blair with their biggest lead of 5, 3:20 to go. Exciting finish here coming. All right, that's Miller with it. Gets it back to Hayden Pardo of Central Mountain. Hayden, for a big man, handles the ball very well. Nair Collins trying to get by his number's sake. And Garrett Harold there to pick up the loose ball, kicks it back out. Sheardon for 3. In, out, and off. Keseywetter skies for the rebound. Lob up ahead. Almost a court-length pass to Haig. Behind the back pass to Neely down the lane. He missed the layup. Everything they did right except finish the play. Oh, my goodness. Pardo down the lane. He's fouled by Jalen Triplin. But, boy, Bernie, you talk about excitement. They did everything right but finished the play.
Finish the play, exactly.
Triplin picks up the foul, and it will be an out-of-bounds play, not a shooting foul. So Blair keeps their 5-point lead at 78-73 with 2:42 to go. Boy, for a low-scoring first half, the scoring has picked up tremendously here in the second half. In fact, it was 35-24 at halftime. And missing the layup was Vinny Sheardon.
Same thing.
And up the way comes Triplin. His pass is tipped away. Picked out of the air by Garrett Harold up to Sheardon. He looks for the big man Pardo. Missed the alley-oop again. Haig rebounds. He got a 3 on none. Keseywetter up and he lays it in. Carson Keseywetter makes it 80-73 for Blair with 2:10 to go. Could Blair be smelling blood in the water, Bernie?
Yeah,
3
Blair.
for Collins. Tried to bank it in, no good. Keseywetter another rebound. Blair's going to run. They got numbers. 3-on-2 behind the back pass to Patrick Haig. Too far into the corner. Out of bounds.
I don't know if Richard, you mentioned this, but Central PA leads this series 11-4, so this would be a plus for Blair County.
Would be a big plus.
This one with under 2 minutes to go.
158, and it's a 7-point lead, but the way these kids are shooting threes, we're far from done.
Yep.
Especially the Carter Lamb, his performance. He got 3 major long threes here in the fourth quarter. And he's out front. That is Miller with it from Clearfield. Miller tries to get by Patrick Haig, spins away. It's tipped away by Lingenfelder into the hands of Keseywetter. That's Bean, I'm sorry, but good hands from Seth Bean, and now gives Blair an opportunity maybe to milk the clock a little bit, but probably not.
Oh, they're not going to do that, Rich. This is an all-star game.
As Jalen Triplin with another basket. It's 82-73. And it's coming down to cases here. Long 3 is off the front of the rim. Rebound Triplin for Blair County, but it's taken away by Central PA. Down low, the ball's knocked away. Keseywetter on the floor, picks it up. Fumble! Nobody wants it. And it will come over to, we're in Blair County, right? It's their ball.
Yipper, 70 seconds to go, Rich.
And it looks like Blair County might win this one, 82-73. 70 seconds to go as Seth Bean comes back in along with Ashton Neely for Blair County. So they're looking to put it away and give themselves a nice win here, as these seniors will go out now and look forward to spring sports and graduation. Neely goes down the lane, and he lays it in. He's had himself a great night.
I'll tell you which, we wish these kids the best, success
Nair Collins from about 30 feet.
in their endeavors.
Nair trying to bring his team back, but it might be too little too late. It's 84-76. And a longer three from Neely was no good. He was darn near midcourt, literally, with 36 seconds to go. And Coach Frederick will call timeout to get the last 5 substitutes in, as will Coach Ronan. 84-76, Blair with the lead. So after Blair County put up a mere 24 points in the first half, Bernie, they put up 60 here in the second half.
Scoring machines, Rich.
Incredible. So Blair will have the ball now as we will wind down the final 36 seconds of this game. And okay, they're trying to get somebody some points here. Zach Lagars doesn't have any points. And it's going to be a long three for Zahad White. He hits the glass. Myers rebounds for Central PA. Up ahead, he goes to Colin Lloyd, and he hits the layup, and it's down to 6. 84-78. And the pass by Beeswinger is knocked away. Myers for 3 to cut it to 3. Air ball. And it goes out of bounds with 6.5 seconds to go. So Blair County's going to win it. So they turn the tables on their foes from Central PA. Beeswinger up across midcourt. Going to try to get him some points. As Gamp drives down, he'll lay it in at the buzzer. And Ross Gamp puts it in to set the final score at 86-78 for Blair County, who came back after scoring only 24 points in the second quarter. They come back to win 86-78. So Bernie, a good night turnaround for Blair County. But what a shooting performance we saw from several players here in the second half, particularly Carter Lamb of Central PA and Jalen Triplin of Blair County.
What's nice about it, Rich, it was competitive, and both teams playing hard, no doubt, but competitive throughout. And they're going to win or lose. They went out on a good note, both teams.
Well, Jalen Triplin put up 14 points in the fourth quarter alone, Bernie. He had 19 all in the second half. So we'll say Nair Collins leads the Central Pennsylvania team with 22 points. And actually, Ashton Neely had 23. So the Altoona contingent, double-digit scores tonight with 23 and 19. But I got to give Jalen Triplin the nod for that second-half comeback, which helped Blair County erase that 11-point halftime deficit.
Certainly did, Rich, no question about it.
Crowd begins to file out here at the Adler Gym. They're tallying up the votes, and we'll get the MVPs momentarily.
They didn't come up to see us, Rich. They forgot about us.
Should we try to get their attention?
Hey.
Well, we'll see if we're right then.
No, yeah, absolutely.
Tonight's winner.
They had, 3 people come up for us in the first game, and now they forgot about
From
us?
Central PA. The winner is Nairee Collins.
Well, we're 1 for 1, Rich.
Nair Collins, actually. And, boy, they're going to miss him, but they've got a load of talent coming back next year, Bernie.
Is Ashton Neely from Altoona High School. He scored 23 points.
Well, we were 1 for 2.
Congratulations.
So Nair Collins and Ashton Neely, who at one time would have been bitter enemies for Altoona Johnstown, now they get to take their picture at midcourt and as the MVPs.
Both fine players, no doubt. Congratulations to them both.
Absolutely. Well, another fine season-ending doubleheader of all-star games tonight at the Adler Gym here on the campus of Penn State Altoona, and the 16th Altoona Mirror Classic now in the books. And Bernie, always look forward to this. Get to see these great seniors go out in style, win or lose, and it's a great thing to see. And happy to do it with you again. I missed you last year because you had to go to Florida.
Well, I didn't have to, but I wanted to, Rich. But it was well worth it, believe me. but I did miss this and missed you. I never thought I'd say that, Rich.
I never thought you would either, but thanks to everyone involved with the game here tonight and all the games. And, well, Bernie, that'll put an end to high school basketball 22-23, so we'll wait till December of 23 to get it started again.
Sounds good, Rich. Sounds good.
All right, final score, Blair County 86, Central PA 78. Referee Rich and Bernie Jubek saying so long from Penn State Altoona.